Hello and welcome back, guys. So in this particular session, sorry, what I will be doing is that basically I'll be showing you how we can do DHCP based, default routing in case of IPv6. So what we need to do is that nothing else but just very simple command. So I have already set up the IP over here. So if you see over here, it's the network is CC, right? And then the network over here is different, the network over here is different, like, right? So see, same as the previous project in the case of static routing, but what I'm doing is all I'm doing is just removing the static routing and then just doing some thingy default routing. So how do you used to do default routing is that we used to do IP route and then we used to do 0.0.0 right, and then we used to give the gateway, right? That's how we used to do. Since we are in this router, we used to give this particular gateway. So it's basically same thing, but all we need to do is just do IPv6 to route, and then after that all we need to do is, so since what is default routing, right? So any network that we don't have, just pass through the gateway, right? Go outside, right? So for that case, so we used to do 0.0.0.0, right? So in this case, what we do is in IPv6, so we just do semicolon, which just means that 0, 0, 0, 0, everything is 0, 0 over here, okay? And then which network we want to go to? /64, right? /64 is our thingy. And then after that, what we want to do is just give it the gateway as well. So 2401. So since we are in this router, the gateway is this. AA B, right? That's our gateway. That's pretty much it, and your route is done. So let's use IPv6 route. So if you see over here, static route should be configured, and it's basically a default route, right? So if you want to go to any which network you want, all you need to do is go through this particular gateway. So let's just do what we will have to do, right? So all I have to do is come over here, and then I've already removed the IP route. So let's do IPv6 route, and let's just check the route first of all. So in our routing table, we don't have a default route, right? So let's just add in the default route. So IPv6. After that, all we need to do is IPv6 route, and then semicolon /64 subnet, and then all we need to do is, next thing is our gateway. So since we are in this router, the gateway will be this 2401 AA, right? So that is also done. So if you do same command, if you see over static, now it's available, right? So if we do ping, it should work. So since I've already, the IP address is this thing, so if I do ping, yeah, reply, right? So it's basically nothing, right? So if you know the static routing, it's basically default routing is nothing. So yeah, this is how we do default routing. All we do is, the only thing that you need to be careful about is, so 0.0.0 and then 0.0.0, and then we have to provide some kind of gateway, right? And then we used to provide some gateway, right? So in this case as well, all we need to do is we do the same thing, but instead of writing 0.0, what we do is we type it in case of semicolon, because in case of this thing, what we can do is, so what we normally do is, in case of IPv6, we, so suppose there is 2400, right? And your network bit is this, and then after that you have 1 2 3, and then CC, and then 52, right? So 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then, right? So suppose if you have this, how do you wish to summarize it? 2400, so double semicolon, and then 1 2 3, and then after that CC 52 58 26, right? So this is how you used to summarize it. So we are just doing the same thing, but what we'll be doing is that, so suppose you have like 000 and then 000 and then 000. Just means we can just summarize it in this form, right? And the rest of the bit is like /64 is your subnet only. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, yeah. So this is how we basically summarize in case of IPv6. So we are just doing the we are just abbreviating it or reducing it. Okay, you can write this as well, it does not matter, but it's just why make it so complicated, right? So just do that /64 and then or whatever your subnet is, and then that's how we basically do our default routing. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this particular video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.